युहन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीविकत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश्च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान् नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। गुरुं हि स्वयं सत्यः प्रज्ञाभक्तिविनीतयः दीप्तिश्चाविवृता नित्यं तं गुरुं प्रणमाम्यहम्। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। 73 आत्मा कम्पः सुखात्मा स्फुरति तदपरात्वन्यथैव स्फुरन्ति स्थैर्यं वा चञ्चलत्वम् मनसि परिणतिं याति तत्रत्यमस्मिन् चाञ्चल्यं दुःखहेतुः मनस इदमहो यावदिष्टार्थलब्धिः तस्यां यावत् स्थिरत्वं मनसि विषयजं स्यात् सुखं तावदेव। यद्वत्सौख्यं रतान्ते निमिषमिह मनस्येकतानेरसेन स्थैर्यं यावत् सुषुप्तौ सुखमनतिशयम्
नित्यानन्दः
प्रशान्ते हृदि तदिह सुखस्थैर्ययोः साहचर्यम् नित्यानन्दस्य मात्रा विषयसुखमिदं युज्यते तेन वक्तुम्। श्रान्तं स्वान्तं च बाह्यव्यवहृतिभिरिदं ताः समाकृष्य सर्वाः तत्तत्संस्कारयुक्तम् ह्युपरमति परावृत्तमिच्छन्निदानम्। स्वाप्नान् संस्कारजातप्रजनितविषयान् स्वाप्नदेहेषु भूतान् प्रोज्झ्यान्तः प्रत्यगात्मप्रवणमिदमगात् भूरि विश्राममस्मिन्। स्वप्ने भोगः सुखादेः भवति ननु कुतः साधने मूर्च्छमाने स्वाप्नं देहान्तरं तद्व्यवहति कुशलं नव्यमुत्पद्यते चेत् तत्सामग्र्या अभावात् कुत इदमुदितं तद्धि साङ्कल्पिकं चेत् तत्किं स्वाप्ने रदान्ते वपुषि निपतिते दृश्यते शुक्रमोक्षः। भीत्यारोदित्यनेन प्रवदति हसति श्लाघते नूनमस्मात् स्वप्नेऽप्यङ्गेऽनुबन्धं त्यजति न सहसा मूर्च्छितेऽप्यन्तरात्मा। पूर्वं येऽनुभूताः तनुयुवति हयव्याघ्रदेशादयोऽर्थाः तत्संस्कारस्वरूपात् सृजति पुनरमून् श्रित्य संस्कारदेहम्। सन्धौ जाग्रत्सुषुप्त्योः अनुभवविदिता स्वाप्न्यवस्था द्वितीया तत्रात्मज्योतिरास्ते पुरुष इह समाकृष्य सर्वेन्द्रियाणि संवेश्य स्थूलदेहं समुचितशयने स्वीयभासान्तरात्मा पश्यन् संस्काररूपान् अभिमतविषयान् याति कुत्रापि तद्वत्. So in the previous class I was mentioning that this verse Sandhau Jagrat Sushuptiyoho is based on a very important mantra that we find in Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. In fact, through the mail, the mantra and the commentary would have been dispatched to you just a short while ago. So those who want, they can open it up. So here, I was mentioning in the previous class that we will discuss what the mantra says and how Bhagavad Pada has interpreted those mantras also. But before getting into that, one or two points which have to do with the previous class discussion. So I was just mentioning that this Vyakarana Prayoga Antaratma Pashyan Kutrapi Ati. So this was the Prayoga which I was mentioning. Antaratma Pashyan Kutrapi Ati. Pashyan Kutrapi Ati. So I was just mentioning that the Shatru Pratyaya could be taken as used to refer to Hetu. Okay? Used to refer to Hetu. In fact, there was a question, why not we take it as Lakshana also? What is the sutra? Lakshana hetvo kriyayaha. That is the sutra. Lakshana hetvo kriyayaha. So Pashyan, this Lakshana should be taken as, so this is something which we have to understand. The word Lakshana itself is used at least in two different senses. If you get into the Nyaya Shastra, so the definition of Lakshana will be Dushanatraya Rahito Dharmaha Lakshanam. Okay, so that is what is the definition of Lakshana. So that is not what is actually meant here. So Ati Vyapti Avyapti Asambhava Dosha Traya Rahitaha Dharmaha Lakshanam. Suppose I say Lakshanam of cow, Chatushpat, suppose I say that which has four legs. So monkey also has, donkey also has. So that cannot become. So in order to eradicate those kinds of things which is mentioned, we say Dushanatraya Rahita Lakshanam. But that Lakshanam is not what is meant here. So in many places, in the earlier texts, if you see, even in the sutras themselves, so we have a sutra in fact which involves the word Lakshana itself. There are a couple of sutras, few sutras are there. One of them is Itham Bhuta Lakshane Tritiya. So Itham Bhuta Lakshane, when we say Itham Bhuta Lakshane, so Itham Bhuta Lakshane means, so there they give the example Jatabhis Tapasaha. So Jatabhihi Tapasaha. So through this you think that he could be. It is like somebody wearing, suppose someone wears, so Kashaya and Kashaya. Okay. So then you may think that he is a sannyasi. He need not necessarily be. Understand? So similarly, Jatabhis Tapasaha, someone is wearing jata. So therefore you may think that he is a tapasvi. So it need not necessarily, but generally there is a connection. So what we need to understand here in this is basically a jnapya jnapaka bhava. Okay? Jnapya jnapaka bhava means, so by saying so, you may be able to recall that, understand that. Okay? So it is not lakshanam in that sense. Okay? You see this and therefore you think of that. Okay? So jnapya jnapaka bhava, wherever it is there, there also you use the word lakshanam. So jatabhistapasaha, etc. Similarly here, when I was explaining the sutra, so I was trying to give you the example of Shayano bhunjate yavana, Shayana bhunjate yavana. This is what I was saying. Okay. So how do we understand? So this bhojana kalina shayanam or shayana kalinam bhojanam. Okay, shayana kalinam bhojanam. So when you do that, so shayana kalinam bhojanam indicates so yavanatvam. So that is how we understand. But that is not the sense in which we can understand pashyan yati. Okay, therefore one cannot take it as lakshana. So in lakshana it is not used. But it can be definitely understood as hetu. Okay. So hetu. One can give another example also for easily understanding this lakshana. See, so suppose there were two boys. Okay, so one is standing, the other is going. So you want to indicate that that boy who is going is Gopala. So what will you say? Gachan balo Gopalaha. See? So Gachan balo Gopalaha when you say, so here, so that is how it is. Gachan and Balaha. Both are in Prathama. In fact, so Aradhana was asking toward the end of the class. So there was a doubt. I was basically giving the example. So this Gramam Gachan Trinam Sprishati. That was for a different reason. Where in fact you don't even have Samanadhikaranyam. So Samanadhikaranyam means they are used in the same vibhakti and they indicate one and the same thing. So then only you will say Samanadhikaranyam. So Gramam Gachan, they are first of all not in the same vibhakti. Okay. So Gramam Gachan Trinam Sprishati. So that is for a different reason. Now you know what is that for? Gramam Gachan Trinam Sprishati. So that is used to tell you what is karma. Anipsitamapi karma. It is in that sense. The karma, when you say karta karma, you understand? So karta, karma, karana, so there are vibhaktis. So this karma, when he wants to define, so he defines it as ipsidatamang karma. Saha gramam gacchati, suppose you say. So this karmana, that place is desired to be reached. So whatever is desired, that is indicated as karma. Okay, ipsita tamam. In fact, tamappa, they are all very important. That is, I am not getting details, but just to clarify yesterday's doubt. Okay. So ipsita tamam karma. So that which is most desired is to be indicated. Okay. So that governs the karma. Second case will be taken by that. Now, Gramam Gachan Trinam Sprishati when you say, so there are two things in Dvitiya Vibhakti there, Gramam and Trina. Okay. So touching is done on the way. So the touching is not primary goal. Okay. Tatha yuktanchani psitam. So in order to explain that, he is saying that. But here, so this pashyan yati, when you want to say, so this is basically hetav. So this hetu, we have to understand there also quite clearly. Phalamapi hetuhu. So that is what? That is in that sense this is Hetu. So this is Hetu in that sense. So in the Swapna, what this person does is, so he goes and sees various things. Now this going, Yati, is a Kriya. And there we have to understand Pashyan Yati means Darshanartham Yati. Okay. So Darshana Prayojanaya. So that is Phalam. So Phalam api Hetuhu. So in that sense we use the word Hetau Tritiya. Okay. So like Arjayan Vasati. Okay. So Arjayan Vasati. So we have even Adhyayanena Vasati. So there also we use. Okay. So it is used in the same sense. So Phalamapi Hetuhu. So why is he living there? So why is she living here? So leaving the country. For the sake of Adhyayanam. Okay. So it is in that sense. So Phalamapi Hetuhu. Okay. So that is how this is used. So as far as those doubts are concerned, so we clarified it. Now, so let me get into the mantra, which is a very interesting mantra. So this Brihadaranyaka 438. 438 and basically 439. 439 is a very, very important mantra which is discussed even in various other texts like Brahma Sutra Bhashya and so on. So this Atrayam, this whole Brahmana is called Jyotir Brahmana, one of the biggest Brahmanas, which has several mantras. So let me tell you, there are a few points which we need to understand very clearly from the viewpoint of Advaita, which has been brilliantly clarified by Bhagavad Pada as a commentary to these mantras. So I thought I will just discuss this in this context. Sabha ayam purusho jajamana shariram abhisampadhyamanaha papmabhisag srijyate sabutkraman riyamanah pap mano vijahati. So this is the mantra. So here it is basically discussion on the Swapnavastha. There he is giving some very interesting simile. The simile is Jayamanaha Mriyamanaha is used as a simile to describe these states. He says, Sava ayam purusho jayamana shariram abhisampadhyamanaha papmabhisag srijyate savutkraman mriyamanah pap mano vijahati. Jayamanaha. So is obviously this. So this is Shanach. So Shatri Shanach we are discussing. This mantra also basically has that. Anyway, Ayam Purushaha Jayamanaha. And what do we understand by Jayamana? If you look at Bhagavad Gita, it will say, Najayate Mriyate Va Kadachit. The same mantra in Kathopanishad, Najayate Mriyate Va Vipaschit Nayam Kutaschin Nababhuva Kaschit Ajo Nitya Shashvatoyam Purano Nahanyate Hanyamane Sharire. It says there is nothing like Jayate Mriyate. So here it is said Jayamanaha. How is it possible? Is it not contradictory? The mantra itself clarifies. Sabha ayam purusho jayamanaha. What is meant by jayamanaha? Shariram abhisampadhyamanaha. Shariram abhisampadhyamanaha is jayamanaha. Okay. So getting connected with this sharira is what is called as jananam. Okay. So this has been very nicely brought out by Bhagavad Pada. So let me read that for you. Kathan jayamanaha ityuchyate. Okay. So in the commentary he asked this question. सवै प्रकृतः पुरुषः अयं जायमानः कथं जायमानः इत्युच्यते शरीरं देहेन्द्रियादिसङ्घातम् अभिसम्पद्यमानः देहेन्द्रियादिसङ्घातम् अभिसम्पद्यमानः what does it mean शरीरे आत्मभावम् आपद्यमानः इत्यर्थः see this is a very very interesting explanation so jayamanaha essentially means so the sharira takes birth and as the sharira takes birth the chaitanya is as if associated with the sharira okay so this association of the sharira with the chaitanyam so is what you call as janihi jananam he further says sharire atmabhavam apadyamanaha ityarthaha in fact he takes it one more step atmabhavam apadyamanaha means so he associates the sharira with himself so otherwise jivan mukta so therefore acharya clarifies sharire atmabhavam apadyamanaha ityarthaha what happens so only for this person that why is he interpreting it this way papmabhisag srijyate papmabhihi samsrijyate what is the word papmabhihi papmabhihi so as you can very easily see it is tritiya okay papmabhihi samsrijyate samsrijyate means gets associated with okay sanyujyate how does the word papman is the shabda so papman so one may be tempted to think like atman as if it is referring to an entity so that is not the case okay Sabda is only like that. So, Atma, Atmano, Atmanaha. Similarly, Papma, Papmano, Papmanaha. Papmanam, Papmano, Papmanaha. Papmana, Papmabhyam, Papmabhihi. So that is what we have. Papmabhihi. What does it mean? It actually means Papam. So this has to be very clear. So there may be a confusion that it refers to the sinner or sin. It refers to sin. It doesn't refer to the sinner. So papam is same as papma. Papman. Okay. Now, if you want to refer to the entity who has the papma, then you should call as Papmavan. Okay. So in the case of Papa, how will you refer? Papaha or Papi. Both are there. Both forms are there. Papaha or Papi means sinner. Papaha, when you use in Pullinga, you have to understand. So people just keep using so Linga. So Mitraha means son. Mitram means friend. So similarly, Papam refers to that sin. Papaha refers to sinner. Okay. Similarly here, this Papmabhis samsrijyate means he gets associated with Papa. When it is primarily for this reason, Bhagavatpada interpreted this as Atmabhavam apadyamanaha sharire. So unless this notion of I is associated with the sharira, he will not get papa. It is only when this is done, so he will get papa. Therefore, he is saying abhisampadhyamanaha papmabhihi. Papa. So what is papmabhihi samsrijyate? So there also he nicely explains. Papma samavayibihi dharma dharmashrayaihi karyakaranihi ityarthaha samsrijyate, associated with the various kinds of dharmas. So once the sharira is there, so he gets engaged with various kinds of activities which lead to papa. Okay. So next, Utkraman Mriyamanaha. Mriyamanaha, how do you understand? Najayate Mriyate. So that is why he further clarifies here itself. Utkraman. So like we understand Jayamanaha as Shariram Abhisampadhyamanaha, similarly Mriyamanaha means Utkraman. So what do we understand by Utkraman? Sharirantaram urdhvam kraman gachan. So Sharirantaram kraman. Sharirantaram kraman means jumping from one to other. Okay. So Sharirantaram. So, Anyat Shariram Sharirantaram. Okay. So this is how it is. Sharirantaram urdhvam kraman gachan mriyamanaha ityetasya vyakhyanam utkraman iti. Taneva samshlishtan papmarupan karyakarana lakshanan vijahati taihi vimuchyate. So here the mantra says, so this is something which we have to understand. So why am I saying all this in great detail? This is because, so he is beautifully trying to connect this Jagrata Avastha and the Swapna Avastha with this kind of a simile. Okay. The Swapnam is a word which is commonly used to refer to Sushupti as well as Swapna Avastha. Various places it will be interchangeably used. Whichever it is, so here the point is, if you commit something in the Swapnavastha, you think of taking dip in Ganga, going to Vishwanath Darshanam Mandir, will you get punya? Nothing. Nothing will get. Right? So Papa and Punya doesn't get associated with this fellow. Swapna, the activity which is done there. Okay. So Papmabhihi samsrijyate in one avastha, Papmabhihi na samsrijyate vimuchyate vijahati. Okay. You cannot take it to Sushupti avastha because there is no activity. So you have to understand that this is something similarity. So the Upamana Upameya Bhava which he is trying to bring in, okay, is between Jagrata and Swapna. So there certain activities are done, but it is not done and its effect is not seen. Okay. So that is, in that sense we have to understand. So he is just explaining this further. Taneva samslishtan papmarupan karyakarana lakshanan vijahati taihi viyujyate tan parityajati yatha ayam swapna jagrad vrityoho vartamane eva. In this sharira itself, vartamane eva ekasmin dehe Papmarupa karya karanopadana parityagabhyam anavaratam sancharati. Okay, so he keeps moving back and forth. Okay, so between this Swapna and Jagrata Avastha in this one Sharira. Similarly, Tatha Soyam Purushaha Ubhavapi. So there is a previous mantra in which he is saying this loka and that loka. So he keeps moving back and forth. So he is saying Janma Maranabhyam Karyakaranopadana Parityago Anavaratam Pratipadyamanaha Samsara Mokshat Sancharati. Samsara Mokshat. So how do we understand this phrase? Samsara Mokshat. Samsara Mokshat means till that. So that is what it means basically. Okay, we have a similar usage since there are experts in Bhagavad Gita. So we have a usage there. No? आब्रह्म भुवनाल्लोकात् पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुना मामुपेत्य तु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते. So we have आब्रह्म भुवनात्. In fact, when you use this prefix a, it has to either take Dvitiya or Panchami. Okay? So here we have Panchami used. Abrahma bhuvanat lokaha. So here, asamsara mokshat. You can even say asamsara moksham. So that is also possible usage. Asamsara mokshat sancharati. How long will he be migrating from one sharira to another sharira? He says, samsara mokshat, till he gets completely relieved of all the vasanas, samskaras and so on. Tasmat siddham asya atma jyotishaha anyatvam. So this person, atma jyotihi, which we say, is neither associated with the sthula sharira nor associated with the sukshma sharira. Okay? So anyatvam siddham. Okay? So this is how he is trying to conclude. So the next mantra is something which is more directly connected with this. So the previous mantra I was trying to explain only to tell you what is meant by Jananam Maranam and how he is trying to connect with these two avasthas as stated in the Upanishad. So next mantra, tasya va etasya purushasya. So this is a very important mantra where it is saying this person is, so this person is basically Swayam Jyotihi. Swayam Jyotihi ayam purushaha. Ayam purushaha Swayam Jyotihi. So that is what is being stated here. So this Swayam Jyotishtam Atmanaha. So in order to explain that, so this comes. So let me chant this mantra. Tasya va etasya purushasya dve eva sthane bhavata idancha paraloka sthanancha sandhyandriti yaggasvapna sthanam tasmin sandhe sthane tishtanne te ubhe sthane pashyati idancha paraloka sthanancha अथ यथा क्रमोऽयं परलोकस्थाने भवति तमाक्रममाक्रम्यो भयान् पाप्मन आनन्दाग्श्च पश्यति स यत्र प्रस्वपित्यस्य लोकस्य सर्वावतो मात्रामपादाय स्वयं विहत्य स्वयं निर्माय स्वेन भासा स्वेन ज्योतिषा प्रस्वपित्यत्रायं पुरुषः स्वयं ज्योतिर्भवति. Atrayam Purushaha Swayam Jyotir Bhavati. In fact, so the other day when I was just saying something as Swayam Jyoti, so here our Justice Sri Krishna was reminded of Kinjyotis Tava Bhanuma Nahanime. Anyway, the point here is a very important mantra to understand. Atrayam Purusha Swayam Jyotihi. This has been very elaborately explained by Bhagavad Pada, very, very carefully explained in this mantra. So I was just enjoying reading the commentary today. We didn't have this in our Tenali Pariksha also. So I didn't have an occasion to enjoy then. Even if I had read, I would not have enjoyed. I would have studied for exam. So that is a different story. But anyway, so even for exam, I mean, you study and enjoy certain aspects. Now, so this was just a very beautiful commentary and extremely delicate interpretations have been given. So that is what is remarkable about Bhagavad Pada's commentary. So here he says, Tasya va etasya purushasya dve eva sthane bhavataha. So he is saying that there are only two sthanas. So this Atman, you can give him second place, you can give him third place, you can give him fourth place, you can give him fifth place, you can call him as sixth person also. So I am just telling you, it is not a joke. I am just saying. So when you divide this whole world into Atma and Anatma, so he is second. Okay. So when you want to say, so there are only two avasthas. So Jagrad avastha and Swapna avastha. So then he is Atirikta. The third person is Atma, you can say. Okay. So when you say Jagrad avastha, Swapna avastha, Sushupti avastha, then you will describe Atma as Turiya. Okay. So you can just Turiya avastha, Turiya titaha, there is another description. So then you will call him as Pancha. So when you consider this Taittiriya, there are Pancha Koshas. So Tad Vyatiriktaha Atma, you can call Atma as Shashtha. So you can think of like this. So I am just saying. So these are all things which are descriptions based on a certain viewpoint. But we have to understand the ultimate principle. Why am I saying this? I am saying this because here it is just taking these two. So here, idancha paralokasthanancha. Okay. Tadva etasya purushasya. So this Purusha who is being described here, these are consecutive mantras. Dve eva sthane bhavataha. So it is sort of categorical statement. There are only two sthanas which are available for him. What is this? Dve eva sthane bhavataha idancha paralokasthanancha. And then he brings in Sandhyam Tritiyam Swapnasthanam. How do we understand this? So then there is a Tritiya Sthana which he is describing. So having affirmed that there are only two sthanas, then how do you say Sandhyam Tritiyam Swapnasthanam? Okay. So this looks like sort of contradictory. Okay. So that is why this kind of contradiction is also posed by Bhagavad Pada through a beautiful example. So that is what I was trying to allude yesterday quickly towards the end of the class. So let me read this here. So this allusion can be recalled now. So the statement that he is said here is, see, so this statement, Nahi gramayo sandhihi Taveva grama vapekshya Tritiyavat parigananamarhati. So he stands in the third position when you see. So suppose we have, this is a nice example which we can think of. In gramas, if you go to grama, so there the houses will be completely connected, one to the other. So there is a wall. Does this wall belong to him or belong to him? If you stand on the wall, if you go to the top, so you can stand on the wall. Now I can ask, so in which house are you standing? You can say, I am standing in this house, I am standing in that house. So this Swapnasthanam is like that. Okay. So it is in this sense we have to understand this Sandhyam Tritiyam Swapnasthanam. You can say this fellow is neither standing in this house nor standing in that house. So he is standing in some third sthanam, okay, which belongs to both houses. Okay, so it is in that sense we need to understand. So the description that we find in Mandukya Upanishad, so he is somewhat slightly different from the description that we find here. We have to keep that in mind. So that is the distinction that I wanted to draw here. Okay. So though the idea is to convey both, it is not that Acharya does not know or Yajnavalkya does not know in this prashna, but it is a different kind of an approach which they have taken. Okay. So here he is saying Tacha Shariradi Viyogottarakam. So what are the two sthanas? He explains Tasya etasya purushasya dveyeva sthane bhavataha. The commentary starts like this. Na tritiyam chaturtham va. Okay. So there is no third sthana or fourth sthana. Kete. What are they? They, te. English la. They. Ke, what are they? Okay. Idancha tat yat pratipannam vartamanam janma sharirendriya vishaya vedana vishishtam sthanam. A beautiful explanation. See, idancha paraloka sthanancha. What do you understand by idam? He is saying sharirendriya vishaya vedana vishishtam. Vedana na pain arthanga. Vedana means Vedanam. Okay? So here Vedana, of course, that Vedana is something which will be definitely known. Okay? Whether Sukha is known or not, Vedana will be known. But Vedanam, so it is, that is what it here means. So Sharirendriya Vishaya Vedana. Vedana means cognition. Okay? Sharirendriya Vishaya Vedana Vishishtam. So it is used in that sense. Okay. So these are all associated with this person. Idam means, so here you have a Sharira, you have an Indriya, you have various kinds of cognitions taking place, not necessarily painful, but also pleasurable. So Sharirendriya Vishaya Vedana Vishishtam Sthanam, all these are available here. Vishishtam. Vishishtam means associated. Okay, associated with Vedana Vishishtam Sthanam Pratyakshataha Anubhuyamanam, that you are experiencing now. Then Paralokayeva Sthanam. Okay, Paralokayeva Sthanam Paralokasthanam Shariradi Viyoga. See, Shariradi Viyogat. What is it? Shariradi Viyogottara Kalanubhavyam. Viyogottara Kalanubhavyam. So after the dissociation from the Sharira, whatever is to be experienced. Shariradi Viyoga Uttara Kala Anubhavyam means that which is to be experienced after getting dissociated from the Sharira. Shariradi Viyogottara Kalanubhavyam Nanu Swapnopi Paralokaha. He is asking this question. He is not Swapna Paraloka. So he is saying Tathacha Sati Dve Evetyavadharanam Ayuktam. So saying that only to Avadharanam means, so categorically saying Ayuktam doesn't seem to be appropriate. Na. He is saying that is why. Kathan tarhi sandhyam tat. Sandhyam tat means it is something which is sort of in between. Okay. So that is why Acharya brings in all these similes. See, ihaloka paralokayor yaha sandhihi tasmin bhavam sandhyam. Okay. Yat tritiyam tat swapnasthanam tena sthanadvitvavadharanam nahi. So that is where he brings in this example. Nahi gramayos sandhihi taveva gramavapekshya tritiyatva parigananamarhati katham punaha tasya paralokasthanasya astitvam avagamyate yadapekshya swapnasthanam sandhyam bhavet yataha tasmin sandhe sthane swapnasthane, and so on and so forth. There are detailed explanations. Let me jump a little bit. Then Idancha paralokasthanancha sandhyam tatiyam swapnasthanam. After saying that, tasmin sandhe sthane tishthan ubhe sthane pashyati. Idancha paralokasthanancha atha yathakramoyam paralokasthane bhavati tamakramamakramya ubhayan papmana anandagasya pashyati. So this is somewhat relevant to, exactly relevant to what is being stated here. See, samskara rupanu pashyati. So here he is saying that is explained in the Shruti yathakrama. So that is a word which has to be carefully understood. That is why Acharya here says, just to take a few more lines after that. Atha katham pashyati. So pashyati here is a upalakshana for experiences. Katham pashyati. How does he see? What does he see? So all that. So that he says, Shrinu yatha kramaha. Yatha kramaha. So there, akramati anena ityakramaha ashrayaha. So very, very carefully he is explaining. Akramati anena ityakramaha ashrayaha. So further he says, avashtambhaha ityarthaha yadrishaha akramaha asya soyam yatha kramaha ayam purushaha paralokasthane pratipattavye nimitte. So what kind of experiences that he will have? So it is very relevant. So here he is saying between these two sthanas, okay, so between these two sthanas, Jagrata and Swapna, Sushupti, there is a short period. So similarly, he is just comparing this between the experiences here and the experiences there in the other world. So you spend a lot of time in this world, and then you spend some time in another world, and then after Kshine Punye Martyalokam Vishanti, so all that is there. So this is something which we have to keep in mind. Now the simile that is being stated in the Veda is being explained by Acharya, Yatha Kramam. So here, what kind of experiences that you will have in dream? So in order to bring that, so he is trying to say, see, Paralokasthane Pratipattavye. So when you have to reach that, Nimitte Yatha Kramaha Bhavati Yadrishena Paraloka Pratipatti Sadhanena. Yadrishena Paraloka Pratipatti Sadhanena Vidya Karma Purva Prajna Lakshanena Yuktaha. So here, Vidya Karma Purva Prajna Lakshanena Yuktaha Bhavati Ityarthaha. So Yathakramam Pashyati means, so suppose you go to some lecture. How much will you understand? It all depends upon the background that you have. Right? So if you do not know anything and you go and sit in a lecture on Lie algebra or algebraic topology, what will I understand? I will not understand anything. So similarly he is saying, so what will you experience in this depends upon what vidya, what karma, whatever you are carrying with you as a baggage. Okay? So that is what he is trying to tell you. Yatha kramaha bhavati yadrishena paraloka pratipatti sadhanena. Sadhana is the means. So the tool that you carry with you. Vidya karma purva prajna lakshanena yukto bhavati tamakramam paralokasthanayo sthanaya unmukhi bhutam praptankuri bhavamiva bijam tamakramam akramya avashtabhya ashritya ubhayan pashyati. So here there is an interesting question that is grammatical. So some of you will definitely appreciate. So here the Shruti says there are only two lokas. Ubhayan, how will you have? That is a Bahuvachana Prayoga. So it should be only Ubhe. Ubhayan. So how will you have? So there Acharya says Bahuvachanam dharma dharma phala anekatvat. So this is used with reference to the phala, which is aneka in both this place and that place. Okay. So ubhayan, ubhaya prakaran ityarthaha, kamstan, papmanaha, papa phalani, natu punaha sakshadeva papmanam darshanam sambhavati. Tasmat papaphalani dukkhani ityarthaha anandamsya dharmapalani sukhani ityarthaha. So both are sort of experienced by this. So hereafter I will not read this because we have only a few minutes left. So this will take one more hour. So I will not complete this commentary. I have generated some taste for you. So some of you who are keen, so you can read the commentary. It is a beautiful commentary, really beautiful. So various things are so nicely brought out by Acharya. Now I will just quickly tell what this mantra says. Okay. So matra mapadaye swayam vihatya swayam nirmaya svena bhasa svena jyotisha prasvapityatrayam purusha swayam jyotir bhavati. So here he says atra ayam purushaha swayam jyotir bhavati. So this is a very important thing which will be repeatedly quoted in various places. Swayam jyotir bhavati means he is self-evident person. Atmanaha swayam jyotishtvam can be clearly understood in the Sushuptyavastha. How? So that is all very beautifully explained in great detail by Acharya, taking every part of this mantra. Here the issue is there is no other Jyotihi which is available for you. So Chakshuhu, Adidevata is considered as Aditya. So this neither physical Aditya is available, nor the Adhidevata in the form of Aditya is available. So what is available is something which has been absolutely created by your own Chitta Vritti. Antahkarana Vritti. In fact, so that is what Svena Bhasa. So this is very nicely explained by this Bhasa should not be considered as lies. So Antahkarana Vritti is referred to as Bhasa here. Svena Bhasa here Samskara Rupan Abhimata Vishayan. Now all that has gone, Indriyas have gone, external things have gone, everything is gone. But there is one entity which seems to be functioning, and that is what is this matra. So this vasana. So that creates this. Now that is there with this Purusha for him to see. After all, in Sushuptyavastha you cannot see anything, because no cognition at all. So Pashyati you cannot say. Okay. So whenever there is a certain experience is what you have to choose for you to explain. So therefore he chooses this Swapnavastha to explain. Now you can say, so this Chaitanya may be there, Atma may be there, whoever is referred to by the term I may be there as an abstract entity for witnessing. But then he is also associated with this mind, you can say. Now for this we say that it is this entity which has transformed itself into Vishayas. Where is the Vishaya? So it is the Vasana, that is why we have Samskara Rupan. So the Samskara Rupan, so the normal process that you have, wherein this is acting as a Karana. So in normal process, so this Buddhi is acting as a Karana, like Chakshus is acting as a Karana. So it doesn't play that kind of a role. It is a different kind of a role that it is playing now. So that is what these Acharyas are trying to explain. So when you say that, so Anena Preritaha Chakshuhu Pashyati, you get various signals and then the whole thing is transformed and there is a certain process which takes place. That process doesn't exist now. It is a completely new process which you have to explain. So therefore, the way that they explain here is, so they say that this has turned itself into Vishayas. I just read one sentence towards the end. He says, see, Yada punaha sabha vasanatmika vishayabhuta upalabhyamana bhavati. So this has Vishayabhuta. That is what is very important. Vasana Vishayabhuta. Okay. So that itself has transformed itself into Vishayas. And therefore that is not available in the sense it was available earlier. And therefore, so unless it turns into Vishaya, it will not be possible for you to see anything. If it is complete tamovarti, then you don't. So therefore, so this Atma is Swayam Jyotihi. So that is how this mantra ends. There is another verse which I read, which is also interesting. I will just very quickly tell you in 2-3 minutes. So this, how does this Ayurveda visualize this? So I walk. So there are something. So I will tell the verse, you repeat. Purvadehanubhutamstu Purvadehanubhutamstu Bhutatma Swapatah Prabhuhu Swapatah Prabhuhu Bhutatma Swapatah Prabhuhu Rajo Yuktena Manasa Grinhatyarthan Shubha-shubhan Grinhatyarthan Shubha-shubhan Grinhatyarthan Shubha-shubhan Karananam tu Vaikalye Karananam tu Vaikalye Tamasabhipravardhite Tamasabhipravardhite Aswapannapi bhutatma Aswapannapi bhutatma Prasupta iva chochyate So these texts which have been authored by these rishis, Sushruta, Charaka, etc. This is from Sushruta. Charaka will also have similar things. So here he uses the word Bhutatma to refer to this. What is Bhutatma? So this Bhutatma is a word. Purvadehanubhutamstu Bhutatma Swapatah Prabhuhu. So different sages use different terms to refer to. Here we were just seeing in Bhagavad Pada's Bhashya. So Sharirendriya Sanghataihi Vishishtaha Yaha Atma. Right? So that is how he was trying to describe. So this Bhutatma essentially refers to the one who is associated with this Bhutas. Okay? So that is how you have to understand. So this Jivaha is the sense in which he uses the word Bhutatma. Bhutaihi samsrishtaha Atma. Or it will be more appropriate to say Bhutaihi upalakshitaha Atma. So if he is not there associated with this Sharira, you may not even understand the existence of a person. So upalakshitaha means he is sort of indicated, right? So kakopalakshitam devadatta graham. So like that. Okay. So the one whose presence is known through these bhutas. So that is how we have to know. So here he says Purvadehanubhutamstu. This Purvadehanubhutamstu can be understood in two ways. So this Deha which is lying now, okay, so experiences something which was experienced by a Deha which was in motion, okay, which was in action rather. So the Deha which was in action can be referred to as Purva Deha, but it is not necessarily so. In fact, Bhagavad Pada himself in this commentary will say Prayena. So Prayena, it may be associated with the experiences which were done in the awakening state, but it need not necessarily be so. So therefore the word Purva Deha should be understood as so Dehantara, so Janmantara, so all that will be explained by the commentators there. Purva Dehanubhutamstu Bhutatma Swapatah Prabhuhu. When does it happen? So there he says Rajo Yuktena Manasa. So that is the phrase which they use. So when the Rajas is something which is more active, Rajo Yuktena Manasa Grinhatyarthan Shubha-shubhan. So he gathers. So Shubhan, Ashubhan. Here we had Anandadischa Pashyati. Both. So Papmanaha Anubhavaha, Anandanam Anubhavaha. So both are there. Shubha, Shubhan. karananam tu vahikalye. When does it happen? When all the karanas are gone. Karananam tu vahikalye tamasabhipravardhite. Now he uses the word very interestingly. Asvapannapi bhutatma prasupta iva chochyate. So during this avastha, asvapannapi, essentially it means, so though he is not actually sleeping, okay, asvapannapi, which means the deep sleep, okay, the third stage of non-REM sleep. Asvapannapi bhutatma prasupta iti chochyate. He just stated to be prasupta, okay, prasupta iti chochyate. So this is prasupta iva chochyate, prasupta iva cha uchyate, so, prasupta iva cha uchyate. Okay, so this is how the description goes in other disciplines also. Basically you see that so there is a certain understanding which is being brought out in various disciplines. Okay, so the same way for us to perceive things. I think we will stop here. So we will continue further with the next verse in the next class. Om sarve sukhina santu, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukha bhag bhavet. Om